What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Slice of TV, where we slice into your favorite television shows. Today, we are back with a show that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. It's in its second season now, and I'm just excited to get back into talking about TV. And what a great way to start with season 2 of Chucky. I love talking about Chucky. Child's Play is one of my favorite franchises of all time, not just in the horror genre, but of all time. This little dude has as psychotic and maniacal and destructive as he is. He brings so much entertainment to me, and I love this franchise and what Don Mancini has done with it. And the fact that we are already in season 2 of a television series after getting all the movies, it is exciting times. So we're talking about season 2, episode 1, titled Halloween 2. What a fitting title for the first episode of this show or of this season. Chucky is, at the end of season 1, his plan has gone awry, and we kind of catch up with them in the beginning of kind of the aftermath of that, and it doesn't go his way. And so he has to kind of weasel his way back into the system, and pretty much it's all about revenge for the guy. I thought this episode was awesome. I thought it was so well done to get us back into this world and to see where everybody is after the aftermath of season 1. Season 1 ended so dramatically, and so many things happened, and chaos. And I mean, when you got Chucky involved, what do you expect? So, we got to see old characters. We got to see some some other characters and what they're going through, in the short period since season 1 ended, and where we pick up in season 2. Our main characters, Devin, Jake, and Lexi, they're all going through a lot of stuff, some more than others. I like the dynamic that they have together. It's like they never left. It's like they just decided season 2, we're not stopping filming. We're just going to keep going. And I think that's the great thing about Don Mancini and the world he's created and the relationships he has created with all the actors that he has worked with over the years. He builds great relationships and he gets great performances out of them. I think season 1 of Chucky was a shock to a lot of people. I don't think people expected it to be as good as it was. And I expect season 2 to be just as good or better, just based on what I saw here in episode 1. Brad Dourif being back as Chucky, you can't have it any other way. There were some characters that we didn't get to see here in the first episode, but you know what? We got hopefully a lot of episodes ahead of us that we're going to be seeing, some iconic characters that we did see in season 1 and some we have not seen. So, yeah, this was a fun episode. I had a blast. I can't wait to watch it again, and picking up with these characters again. I think that's the great thing about this franchise is you kind of form relationships with these characters and you feel for them, because like this dude is a growth and he can't be removed. He can't die. He's Chucky. He survived a lot of things through the 34 years he's been alive, or existed as the doll. So to see what kind of misfortunes people are going to face in season 2 is very exciting. This episode's probably not going to be very long, just because it's more of just kind of breaking into everything. I'm also not sure whether or not I'm going to be doing this week by week, or if I'm going to be doing this episode and then come back at the end, but we'll see. I really like talking about Chucky, so you might see me every week. And there's going to be more Chucky content that is going to be on another site very, very soon. Got an idea in my head, and I'm going to try to go with it and see what everybody else thinks. So very excited about that. But back to this episode, Halloween 2. Very, very cool, because that's how season 1 started. We got Halloween, and a lot of bad things happened. as you know, if you're watching this right now, I'm hoping you've seen season 1. So Jake and he his family is torn apart. He has to go live somewhere else, and a lot of things ensue during Halloween the year prior. And that's when Chucky kind of starts his reign of chaos. And I do want to praise again the puppetry and what they've done with Chucky, throughout the 34 years that he has been around. The fact that, you get very minimal CG with him. You get a lot of very good force perspective. Just the way that they have made Chucky just feel so alive, even as, a puppet or the doll. You, Chucky has always felt like he is real, like he is there in the room. Like when if you had him sitting next to you and he's, you're hearing Brad Dourif's voice coming out of him. It's like, this is real. And I think that is so great that they've still been able to keep that practicality to this franchise. And there are some little tweaks that I think I would give to Chucky's appearance in it was also in the prior season. I think the one gripe I have is I feel his hair is too much. I feel like he's got a lot of hair. It's a very small gripe. I didn't feel like he had that much hair in prior Child's Play movies. I know we had like the Frankenstein look where he didn't have much hair, but like it's a small gripe. He still looks fantastic. I know they based the look of this Chucky off of his look in Child's Play 2, which is awesome. Even though I gotta say I do love the Child's Play 1 look. I think he is terrifying, but I get it. Child's Play 2, probably the most popular Child's Play of any of the films, and so I appreciate that they did this look. Like I said, the characters came back and they're doing the same. They work well together, and that's awesome. And the chemistry that all these characters have with each other, and you feel like they could really be friends, which they are. I know that Zachary Arthur, who plays Jake, and Olivia Lind, who plays Lexi, they have been friends for quite a while. So like they already have that chemistry. And Jorvin Arneson, I butchered your name and I apologize if we ever talk in the future. The chemistry is just great, and he plays Devin, by the way, and I love it. I love the themes that they put in there. Don being a gay man and incorporating a lot of those things into the show, but not being like forcing it down your throat. It's very cohesive. I like it. They've been doing it not just from the show. I know they did it in Seed of Chucky, and then they kind of sprinkled it into Curse and Cult, and then incorporated into this. I like it when it's not ham fisted. It blends well with each other, and I think that's something that this franchise has done pretty well. With some little inconsistencies, but you know what? For 34 years, this franchise is probably one of the most consistent in the horror franchise. But when you think of the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, and even Halloween, with the 17 timelines they have, Child's Play has been pretty consistent. Everything kind of links back to the prior movies. There is something that happens in this episode that kind of made me go, "Huh, what?" Do I rewind and got to listen to it again because I'm very confused. We'll get to that a little bit when I talk a little bit more about spoilers. But overall, this episode was fantastic. I'm so excited for next Wednesday to come up so we can talk about episode 2. And yeah, I seriously, fans, not just fans of this franchise, but I think fans of the horror genre need to check this show out because it is very well done. The only thing I wish it was on a different channel, and I understand that like Syfy and USA are owned by Universal, which is who owns the rights to Chucky. I would love to see this on some sort of streaming service, while it's being put out there. But small grapes. We're going to go into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen episode 1 of season 2 of Chucky. Make sure to go check it out. It's on Syfy and USA. I know that you can probably check it out on like Syfy's network the next day after it airs. It's all weird. That's why I'm saying I wish it was on a like Hulu or something. I think it would have done better. But yeah, spoilers right here. If you haven't seen the episode, please go check it out. Come back, listen to my spoilers. Here we go. You ready? Let's go. This episode leads off with kind of right after the events of the end of season 1. So actually, the whole show opens up to the Andy driving the van that holds all the dolls, because Chucky's big plan in season 1 was, so he in Cult of Chucky, he was able to figure out how to split his soul in between dolls. So instead of him just being one doll and then, he would have to put his soul into something else and then so on and so forth, he's able to split his soul into a bunch of different dolls. And so his whole thing was he was going to try to take over the world, I guess, or his big plan was to kind of just become as many and just take over everything. It all gets foiled by Kyle from Child's Play 2 and Andy Barkley, who, Alex Vincent being back is just, I'm so happy. And yeah, he foils the plans. Tiffany's back, not Tiffany like Jennifer Tilly, human Tiffany, but doll Tiffany's back from, we saw a glimpse of her in Cult of Chucky at the end, and then we saw a glimpse of her at the end of season 1, but she's back here in season 2. And we get Andy pretty much trying to destroy all these dolls. And he ends up like sacrificing himself. Tiffany ends up dying and he sacrifices himself and to destroy the dolls. We get to see Zach and Devin kind of saying goodbye because everyone's parents die in this show except for Lexi. Well, Lexi's dad died. But yeah, so they get to, Jake is moving away, and so they have their goodbyes, and of course they're in a relationship, but it's one of those things where, they don't want to show that affection in front of, the foster parents, but who cares? They love each other. Let them show it. So yeah, so they say goodbye. I guess Jake's moving like 2 hours away. We get then 6 months later, because it's one of those things like, I'm going to see you next weekend, blah, blah, blah. And then 6 months later happen. And Jake is living with a foster family with a foster brother who pretty much he treats like an actual brother. And it's Halloween, and Jake's getting prank calls from someone who sounds very familiar. They don't know who it is. They get like a crank video from Lexi's house. She's getting trying to get busy with a boyfriend or just a guy in general. She's going through the roughest of times out of all three of these characters. So like Jake and Devin, their whole thing is like they can't be together, but they're also always thinking about like Chucky's still out there. Like they know he's not dead. But Lexi's kind of going through it the hardest. She's using, drugs, like hard drugs, and just she's going through a lot of shit. So, all that happens, and her sister pretty much has to like lie pretty much and state like she knows Chucky's back. They have to go to therapy. You see Lexi and her mom, which I always found it really cool that her mom is actually the Olivia who plays Lexi. Her mom in the show is her actual mom in real life, which is really cool. What the heck is her name? Of course, you're not going to be on the. Okay, cool. She was in the episode, but it doesn't have her on the cast list, which is really awesome. So yeah, they have to go to therapy, and the sister is trying to tell the therapist that like about Chucky, but Lexi doesn't want to look like she's crazy, so she pretty much says no, it was Junior. which was her old boyfriend who Chucky ended up killing at the end of season 1. Seriously, if you haven't seen season 1, please don't watch this right now, or listen to this. Make sure to do that, or I'm spoiling this show for you. I did say spoilers, so I guess I did give you the warning. So yeah, it's just things are happening. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They're getting these crank calls, and it all turns out that Chucky is back. He shows up at Lexi's house with um, uh, with Jake's foster brother, and he's got a bomb. And Chucky looks really good here. I like the look of Chucky. Like I said, the hair. Like I said, the hair is like my minor gripe with the design of Chucky. But I'm like, I don't know. The many designs of Chucky through the years between from Child's Play, the original Child's Play, all the way up to the show. It's very drastic. But I do like the looks on the face, and yeah, and of course he's all practical, which is awesome. And to hear Brett Dorff's voice coming out of his mouth is just, oh god, it makes me tear up a little bit, because I love this franchise so much. I love this franchise so much. So yeah, Chucky pretty much he's on like a revenge tour. He's going around and he's finding everybody who kind of screwed him over, and it's time to get rid of everybody. So first off, might as well take out everyone. All 3 of the main cast here who screwed him over, Jake, Lexi, and Devin. Also the foster brothers there, and Lexi's sister, Caroline, who does great. There's one scene where Lexi and Caroline they go to therapy, and Lexi or Caroline is given the doll, the bride doll that Tiffany's body gets transferred into in Bride of Chucky, which is like this was something that really I was very confused. My brain was like broken for a second. So late, a little bit later, Jake and Devin go to Lexi's house and they see the doll, and they go, "Oh yeah, that looks like the Bride of Chucky doll. You saw that movie, right?" "Yeah, the one with Jennifer Tilly." That is a line in the show. And I was like, what? Wait, what? What? Don Mancini, I need an explanation. What is happening? What are we doing here? Did they make a movie based on the events of Bride of Chucky? Or is what is happening? This is the thing that is going to blow my mind. And Don Mancini, I'm going to tweet at you until you answer my questions. Or maybe we can talk face to face. That would be a dream. But yeah, that was the one scene I was like, wait, what? But yeah, so yeah, she gets the doll, and Lexi and Caroline have this moment where Lexi is like, yeah, the dolls are fucked up. And I was like, use the F word. He's like, well, I need you to repeat it. And to hear a little girl say dolls are fucked up, little kids swearing make me laugh. I kind of chuckled. So there's also another kind of thing where you're like, is this Tiffany doll? Does it have a soul? Like, does it have Tiffany's soul in it? And does she transfer her soul into Caroline? Because Caroline acts a little weird, because Lexi gives her a knife, and then after Lexi discovers that the doll's in the bed, she pulls out the knife to look at herself in the reflection alongside the doll. So it's kind of one of those things where you're like, is this what's going on here? So yeah, so then we go a little bit forward here, and Chucky has got everybody, and she's tweaking because she's been using some heavy drugs, and so she is tweaking out. So she's up there in the bathroom doing some more drugs, and Chucky's like, all right, well, I'm gonna kill you all. I just gotta wait for Lexi to come downstairs. And it's like one of those things where he's just like, he's waiting for someone. He's like, what the fuck is taking so long? And we then get it where Lexi finally comes down. She realizes that Chucky's there, and Devin makes the move with his taser that he had in the first season, which he grabs before they go to Lexi's house. Tases her, or tases Chucky. Chucky drops the bomb. Now the brother, the foster brother for Jake, he picks the bomb up and he thinks it's a game. He doesn't know it's a real bomb, and Chucky jumps on his back and blows it up, blowing up Chucky and the foster brother, Gary. Very sad because this kid was adorable. It was annoying, but definitely didn't deserve his demise. And we see that all three, Devin, Jake, and Lexi are pretty much held accountable for Gary's death because no one's going to believe the fact that, like, hey, there's a doll that's alive that just blew up half our house. So you get the scene in the therapy office where there's a guy talking about the fact of, like, parents having to bury their child and just grief and how he was robbed of his childhood. So, they're going to go to juvie because they're children. But the therapist says, well, why don't we send him to, I can't remember what it was called. It's a place run by nuns. And, it's kind of for troubled children. Sure. And it's one of those things where they're sent there, but they're always thinking about Chucky. And then when they get to the facility itself, they find out it's actually the boy. It used to be the boys' home that Charles Lee Ray, who is Chucky, stayed at when he was a child. So it all kind of comes around. And then you meet one of the nuns, which I think is Nadine. I don't remember if she said her name. But yeah, you meet one of the nuns, and then a delivery truck comes in, and of course you see them pull out the box. It's Chucky's in there, and that's how the episode ends. And this is one of those, like, here we go. The shenanigans are about to ensue, and I can't wait for it. And I'm so happy I was able to come back and do this kind of surprise return to Slice of TV with this series, because I did want to cover season 1 last year. Scheduling and things didn't work out the way I wanted them to, so I didn't end up doing it. But as you can see back here, I have the Blu-ray. I just got the Blu-ray of season 1 of Chucky, which my plan is I would love to do commentary tracks on each episode and do some other content with season 1. So that's a plan, but that won't be something that will be going on my normal YouTube. So that Patreon that has been kind of floating around in the ethos for this channel might be coming sooner than you think. Once I figure out how to transfer this thing over to we can all watch it. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for anything Chucky, anything Child's Play related. Like I said, I love this franchise so much. I love talking about this franchise. So I hope you guys are excited for this as much as I am. So this was fun. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching this here. If you're listening to us on on Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, anywhere you can rate and review us, make sure to leave us 5 stars. Leave us a review so we can read them on the show. I've been lacking in doing that, but I would love to read people's comments on what you think of this show, what you think of this episode. Do you like Chucky? Are you did you enjoy this episode? Did you enjoy season 1? Please leave comments down below. I want to hear from you all. And again, as I always say, thank you for the support that you show this channel. All the downloads, the views on YouTube, and all the interactions we have that I have with people on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. It's you guys make this worth it, and I'm so excited to put out all the content that we do, just so that for you guys. And make sure, because this is coming out. Today is Thursday that you're watching or listening to this. Make sure to check out our new podcast episode coming out tomorrow, episode 74. We talk about Phantoms from 1998 with Ben Affleck. So make sure to check that out. Make sure, if you haven't, check out our Hocus Pocus 2 fresh cut. That one was interesting, to say the least. But hey, Make sure to follow Dissect That Film on all the platforms. You could go down to our link tree, click that, and it'll bring you to wherever you need to go. All right. Until next time, I am Brett Parker, and this has been Slice of TV. See you next time. Bye-bye.